Well, I'll be honest. This isn't the first video that I planned or wanted to post in the new year of 2025.
Found myself in a cardboard box, feeling sitting deep down.
Hi, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I'm Melissa, and here I like to share my journey as an artist. Even when that journey consists of challenges, I want to share it all. I have a cute new little mic that I got for Christmas. I just love it, like the YouTubers holding the mic. Anyway, so this is not the first video that I wanted to be sharing in 2025. I really wanted to do the first video to do a reflecting of 2024 and planning for 2025, which I still plan to do. It just will be coming out, probably closer to February than the start of January. But January so far has been a very challenging month. I had the best holiday season. My family visited. I convinced them to stay longer than after New Year's. And so that was fantastic. But then as soon as they left, challenges arose, if you will. So today I want to share what's been going on and how I'm just trying to find creativity again and just showing up as I am. I think, in the beginning of the year, everybody is motivated and wanting to hit all these goals and plan the year. And this happened to me last January as well. I just have the opposite effect. I have a really hard time getting back in the groove. And if I'm feeling that way, I can't be the only one, right? There has to be other people out there that are just like, okay, this is great. This is motivating and inspiring, but I'm just not feeling it. That's me. So I wanted to sit down and have a real conversation while I sketch something that is just for me, because it's been a very long time that I've drawn anything with no pressure or no expectations and just for me. As I'm sitting here sketching, I realize that I think it's been over a year since I have sketched anything for myself without, just been between trying to grow as an artist, grow this YouTube channel, managing my shop, balancing life. I forgot what it feels like to create without added pressure, I guess. And the truth is, the past few weeks have been so overwhelming. I've been dealing with some personal challenges, including just health flare-ups, my son getting sick, me having a flare-up, which, sidebar, I think I have endometriosis. And, just with health in general, whenever anything happens, it's, at least in my case, it's a hard pill to swallow. And trying to get the motivation and the energy to seek out treatment or seek out the truth or seek out what's going on, I tend to have a really hard time with that. So I've just been trying to keep my head above water, honestly. And creativity, drawing, nail art, creating content just has felt so out of reach, unfortunately. And not because I don't love it. I do love it. But because I've been so caught up in everything else. And maybe some of you can relate, to that feeling. Raising a family, being married, dealing with health struggles, it's not easy. And sometimes it takes over and becomes so overwhelming. But I have to say, one thing I've realized is that showing up doesn't mean it has to be perfect. And I deal with perfectionism. I have gotten so much better, but I still struggle with it. And so for me, it's been just taking one step at a time. I did have to do a little bit of a breakdown, cry my eyes out, rest. And then it's okay. I feel a little bit better. Let's take one step at a time. So today that step is sitting down, talking to you, filming this video, and drawing with no pressure whatsoever, no expectations, and just going back to enjoying the process. I think as creators, or like even moms, we just put so much pressure on ourselves to just always be on, to just always be, there for everybody, to always be creating, to just, always be on. And it's just doesn't work like that sometimes. But I think sometimes just showing up, in the midst of everything has to be enough. Like you have to find a way for that to be enough. I know I do. I know I have to sit back and look at the small wins of this is enough, Melissa, this is enough. It's okay to take a break. It's okay to be in a season where things just feel so heavy and the weight of the world feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, And it's okay to come back slowly, at your own pace, just because, and I'm talking to myself for sure, just because it's almost the end of January does not mean that you're falling behind or you're failing. So yes, this season has been so hard. This past couple of weeks have been very hard with, like I said, personal challenges, not only health issues, but just other things that have come up that have been big things and hard things to deal with. But it's part of my journey, right? I'm choosing to look at it as part of my journey. Every time I sit down to create, even if it's messy or unfinished, and I know I need to be okay that it's okay if it's unfinished or messy. I'm trying to remind myself why I started in the first place. Being creative it's a part of me. It's who I am. It's how I express myself. And I guess it's how I heal in a way too. Even just creating videos or sitting down and talking to you, having a real conversation, every step is healing. Every step is a way to connect. Every step is a way to express myself. Moving forward, I want to bring more of, that authenticity into my work. I've realized that I'm not really creating for me. And I think that's where the burnout is coming from. I feel like I'm either chasing trends or, I just have all these ideas going on, but I'm not really sitting back and being like, okay, but what do you at the end of the day want to create? So I think that needs to be part of my 2025 plan, is to figure out, what does Melissa want to create? What does Melissa want to show to the world? What do I want to share that reflects who I am and expresses myself? But I also, but I also want to get to a comfortable place of showing up even when it feels imperfect, that it's okay that even though I'm not on, even though my motivation is lacking, to show up as I am and be okay with that. And I really hope that this encourages you all to do the same, because man, it's being human can be really tough sometimes. And accepting that, realizing that, and being okay with that, I think is a big deal. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I just am so glad you're here. I really am. If you're in a similar boat situation, if you're going through a heavy season, if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, having a hard time getting into the groove of a new year and trying to find that motivation and, feeling like you're falling behind because you're not, just know you're not alone. You're not. So let's go ahead and remind ourselves. It's okay to show up as we are in that moment. No matter where we are in the process or where we are in the year, I guess, it's okay. I'd love to hear, how you're doing in the comments. How are you showing up for yourself today? What's one small step that you're doing? I know reading that would encourage me, so I hope it encourages you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to be back next week with my reflection of 2024 and my planning for 2025 video. Until then, take care and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.